I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mone's Curvy Closet podcast and welcome back to my channel over on YouTube. How are you guys doing this week? I think we are on episode 6, 5, I think. One of those. So I'm staying strong. I almost didn't make it today and recording because I'm just like, I want to rest. But I said, you know what? I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to stick with it. And that's part of the reason why I don't have any makeup on my face, because I'm like, listen, either they get the podcast or they don't. And I'm like, I got to give it to them, but we're going to have bare face. But here's the thing, though. I'm not mad at it because I'm at a certain point in my life, and we're going to talk about some of those things today, but I'm at a certain point in my life where certain things don't matter anymore. And I want to become more natural, not just in my looks, but my overall life, right? Letting things naturally happen, um, allowing the natural to show more. And if somebody don't like it, they don't like it, right? I don't put on makeup for people to like, but this whole idea of wanting to look a certain way or be presentable in a certain light, I kind of want to scale back on, because it's like, this is me. This is what you get, right? On my fashion channel, right? Which if you guys are watching over on YouTube, you're on my fashion channel. I did hauls. I did beauty content. And so that was my channel where I was more polished. I was more put together, makeup done, throwing a wig or whatever the case may be. And my vlog channel, my family channel, which is the Greenwich family, it was more this natural, bonnet on, a scarf on, or hair, thrown back in a ponytail. And it was just, me, right? Over on my fashion channel, you get Mone's Curvy Closet. Over on my vlog channel, you get to see Monet, right? The mom. Um, but there are times where you do have to be polished, right? You do have to be well put together. But there are times where it's like, listen, this is what I consider put together. And if you don't think so, that's fine. So I say all that to say, you wouldn't get no makeup today. But I did my hair, right? Y'all see look at my bun, y'all. Y'all like my hair? I did it real different, you know. Cause listen, I haven't been to the hair salon in, I think the last time I was at the salon was earlier this year. Um, oh my God, was it? I think so. I think no, was it? It's been months. It's been over 6 months. Okay. And it's been a minute. Okay. And I also have color in my hair. So as you can see, all of this gray, that tells you how long I haven't had my hair colored. Because now you see my hair. I'll put a picture on so you guys can see how red my hair was when I was getting it colored. And since then, the gray has grown back. And your girl is over here looking like a silver fox. I'm not mad at it. I am 38 with a head full of gray hair. Um, but sheesh Louise, okay. But anyway, yeah, I tried to do some, real nice, real cute, because I got tired of just doing nothing with my hair. It's just so many things, y'all. It's so many things going on. And it's just like, where do I begin? But I just don't feel like doing anything. I really don't. I don't know, maybe because I'm just in that my depressive state sometimes. I just feel like not doing anything, and I work from home. Like, it doesn't make it any easier, right? I don't have to put that much effort. Um, so I don't. But I told myself, I'm like, okay, girl, you got to get up out of that. All right. You got to do something with your hair. You know what I'm saying? Start getting your nails and stuff done. So I called myself trying to do something to my hair. Do y'all like it? I don't like my hair in my face, right? So I have to have it in some kind of ponytail because I hate my hair. I don't see how the girlies with wigs do it all the time. Like the girls who wear legit wigs all the time, like the hair grew out of their head. It's hot, ma'am. It's hot. Usually by now I would have my braids in, but funds are tight. So I do plan on getting my braids, but I don't like no hair all in my face. It's so annoying. Anyway, make sure you guys follow me on all my social media, monescurvyclosetllc.com. Well, that's my website, but everything else, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Mone's Curvy Closet. please make sure you guys follow my vlog channel, which is the Greenwich Family. All my links and stuff are always down below in my description box on YouTube. And I think I have some links down in the box on my podcast. So make sure you follow your girl. So speaking of era, right? Speaking of being in a certain era of my life, right? I am 38 years old and I'm knocking on 40, y'all. Like I am knocking on 40. I am still in disbelief that I've been on this earth for 38 years. Like I'm still in high school in my mind. Like I would ask my mom, or I would tell my mom rather, I'm like, Mom, I can't believe I had 2 kids. Like I'm an adult. I'm an adult. I am adulting. Okay. Like, where these kids come from? I have a soon to be 17-year-old. Slow down, life. Seriously, slow down. Like, I am still pulling 25. Okay, maybe 30, but I'm still pulling young. Okay, it's still giving young girl. Okay, and I just can't believe I am 38 years old. I have 2 children. Okay, I have a 6-year-old and I have a 16-year-old. What am I doing in my life right now? But I'm 38 and I'm knocking on 40, y'all. And so maybe this is the age where people start to like really think like, okay, what have you been doing? Right? Where are we going with this? Right? And so I'm at that point where I'm like, man, did I accomplish what I want to accomplish? Am I living in my purpose? Am I going down the path career wise of what I wanted to do, right? And so I pose this question to you guys, like, are you where you wanted to be at your age, right? Whether you're 38, 39, 40, whatever. If you are around my age, how are you feeling? Are you at the space and at the point in your career where you wanted to be? I feel like for me, my thoughts and my career choices was kind of all over the place. Not all over the place, but I knew I always wanted to be a boss, right? And I'm not saying like a boss of a headquarters or or a major company, but I always seen myself in leadership. My previous jobs, I've never been passionate about a job. When I say passionate, like moving up the ladder in leadership, in management, wanting to be a supervisor. Like I've no jobs I have ever wanted to do that. I've never found a job that I wanted to really succeed in. And maybe it's because none of the jobs I had was a passion of mine. Um, when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer, right? We all have those dreams, right? You want to be a basketball player, you want to be a singer, you want to be an astronaut, I don't know, a race car driver. I wanted to be a singer, right? I was in 3rd grade when I, joined, not joined music, but we used to do the talent shows and stuff like that. And I remember I said um, I wanted to be a singer. At that time, I think like Destiny's Child or so, or not 3rd grade, maybe 6th grade. At that time, Destiny's Child was popular and stuff, and so I knew I wanted to. I wanted to sing, right? But then, obviously, as I got older, I grew out of it, and I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I went out to college. Like, no, I went off because I went to a local college, around the area, but not discrediting. Okay, your girl got her degree in business management, so let me not say it like that, but when I went to college and they were like, okay, so what do you want to major in? I had no clue. I had no clue. I think I was telling my mom this the other day. I initially selected culinary because I was like, okay, I like food. I like to eat. Okay, let's go to culinary. But they didn't have any more openings. So I picked business just on a whim. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we need to do business. I had no interest in doing business. I didn't even know really what that meant, right? And to get a degree in business management, I just picked it, not knowing that my degree absolutely worked in my favor for what I'm doing now, which is building my own brand, right? Um, it really was on par. Or is that the right saying? On par, on I don't know. You know what I mean? It was on brand. There we go. It was very on brand for my brand. And so I was like, okay, this is cool, but like what business do you want to do? Right? What business do you want to have? I didn't I didn't want to like start my own business, but I knew I wanted to be a leader of something. Um, my first real like shot at trying to be a businesswoman was when I had my own organization back in Chicago. It was called the House of Barbs, and it was a plus size organization for body positivity, and we would do things within the community, and we would like do what they call social club parties. I was a part of back then, and it was just bringing more wellness, bringing more awareness to the plus size community and feeling good about yourself, right? That was my first like real or my first time getting my feet wet with creating something of my own. Um and then it didn't work out. I had it for like maybe on and off for like 5 years. And it just didn't work out. It didn't work out the way that I wanted. And I realized that I am better working on my own. I'm better working on my own. No one is going to be as passionate as you are ever in life. So if you want things done and you want them done a certain way, you just gonna have to do it yourself. And I just realized I work better on my own. So I was like, okay, so then what are you gonna do with this? You like the message, you like what you're trying to do, but how can you turn this into a business? How can you make money off of this? And so I was just working odd end jobs. I was working for United Health Group. I was working at McDonald's for years upon years. And I was like, what do you want to do? Like, you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, but what is it that you want to do? And so it wasn't until the pandemic hit that I was like, okay, what's this YouTube stuff? Like content creating, fashion hauls, showing off clothes. What's this about? And so I got heavy into that. And I was like, wait a minute, I can be cute, which is what I love to do. I can try on clothes, which is what I love to do, and take a bunch of pictures, which is what I love to do. Like, and I can make money from doing this. Sign me up. And I've told this story many times, but once I start really getting involved and getting more details about YouTube and content creating, I was like, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm passionate about. My organization was something I was very passionate about. I would wake up and go to sleep responding to emails, responding to comments and stuff. I fed off of that. It made me feel so good. It made me feel happy. It made me feel like I was living in my purpose and what I'm supposed to. I was a big girl. I've been a big girl all my life. There's no better way to be able to monetize and live life off of what you know what to do best, which is live your life. Nobody can tell me how to live my life. Nobody can tell me how to be a big girl other than me. Nobody can tell me my experiences as a plus size woman other than me. So I was just like, this is perfect. This is perfect. Where can I sign up? So I started to make that my brand. I started to make that my business. I made Mone's Curvy Closet and LLC back in 2021, I believe. I made it official when I moved here to Texas. I started content creating, not even content creating. I started doing hauls during the pandemic in 2020. We were at home, perfect time. We were at home. We couldn't go nowhere. I was thriving, might I add, in the pandemic. Listen, I know it was a bad time, but baby, for an introvert, that was heaven. I didn't have to go nowhere, and it was cutting that extra money, baby. Anyway, I know that's kind of bad to say, but I'll be lying and say if I wasn't thriving. But I made it official when I came here in 2021. And so that's when I knew like this is what I wanted to do. And I started researching a lot of stuff. And then of course, like, I've said before, that's how I started to learn how to edit and learn the ins and outs and the behind the scenes of how to run your own business, run your own show, run your own channel, stuff like that. So I say all that to say, am I at where I wanted, am I where I wanted to be by this age? Am I living in my purpose? Am I at where I wanted to be? I don't know how to answer that because back then I didn't want to be a content creator. I didn't know what that was. So I don't know how to answer that. But what I will say is, I guess if the question is, you wanted to be successful, Have you met that? Are you living in that? And I guess that answer to that question is no. I'm not where I wanted to be financially, of course, and just overall, mentally, physically, spiritually. I'm not where I'm at, where I wanted to be, um, and I'm definitely working on that. But I'm just my wheels are turning. I'm like, girl, you getting 40? You about to be 40 in two years. You turn around and you 40. Okay, like what we doing? I think I'm on the right track. I just think that I really need to push myself more, and I need to push myself harder. Um, because there's a lot of times where I'm like, man, girl, you should listen. Not to toot my own horn, okay? But I just feel like I am a dime a dozen, right? I feel like I'm a very creative person. I feel like I am very smart. I feel like I'm a beautiful person inside and out. I have my flaws, right? But I feel like if I just really would have, especially back then, like if you would have just pulled me back like maybe 5 years ago, maybe 6, 7 years ago, and if I knew what I know now, I would have been made it. I would have been made it. I would have been on my P's and Q's. I would have been successful. I would have been all the things, right? But everything happens for a reason. There's certain moments in your life that happens that don't quite go the way that you wanted it to go. So, it is what it is. But I'm just like, Simona, you are a smart girl. You see all these people doing these things. You see all of these people who have made something, and it's like, girl, you could have did better than that. Like you could have did better than that. And it's not to knock them, but it's just like if you would have put your best foot forward a long time ago, you would have been in there. Okay. And I'm talking about in there. Okay. Y'all heard that TikTok. Anyway. But yeah. So I try not to beat myself up because of that. I try not to think about it, right? Because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is meant to be different, and you just got to learn from the past. But I just feel like I would have been there. I would have been there. I know for sure I would have been there. But I mean, it is what it is. So I feel like I have to put more effort into what I'm doing. I have to put more force, and more time. And even though I'm tired, okay, I'm tired, okay, I just want to quit, but I can't. I feel like I need to do more. And so, yeah, I feel like I'm on the right path, but I just got to push it a little bit more. But we'll get there. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know, in the comments below, are you where you want to be? Are you behind? Did it take you a short amount of time? You know? Um, did you get there quicker than what you thought? Like what are you where you wanted to be?
I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.